Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsor, the Boulder Falls Inn and Carrie Whitlatch and Farmers Insurance. For more information on the Boulder Falls Inn and their excellent conference facility, call 541-451-1000. And for more information on Carrie Whitlatch and Farmers Insurance and their services, call 541-258-3995. Ta-da! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. So glad you're here today, and I am blessed again to have an amazing guest with me today, Junaid Ahmed, who is a great friend, and just so thankful for him being willing to come on again. He's been with us a couple times before. What a blessing! What a great mind as far as putting your studio together, getting ready for video, doing stuff like that. So he's going to go into all of that and what he's up to right now. But first, I wanted to remind you, we are here every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. And so happy that you've joined us today. Would love for you to just share this out and tell people, hey, there is great stuff on Marketing with Russ, great people like Junaid, who's going to be on today. Appreciate that. And we just continuously grow in this community. You know, here on Marketing with Russ, we're talking about how amazing people connect. And you know, there's times when people ask me, what does connection have to do with marketing? Well, let me tell you everything. Connection and community building is the foundation for any good marketing plan, any good business out there, any good life, really. If you want to learn more about that, just connect with me at russhedge.com. And you know what? I would love to share with you. And if nothing else, we'll just be friends and we can connect and build community and continue to make this world a better place. And I'm all about that. So russhedge.com really is the best place to go for any of my connection information. You get all my links to social media, my email, my phone number. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar and we can Zoom, and I would love to connect with you. Also, you get more information on my live streaming, my live stream producing, my marketing coaching, all the things that I'm doing, the ways that I can help and bless you. So reach out to me today at russhedge.com. Also, besides remembering, as I told you before, to share this video, which I would love for you to do right now, hit that share button. You can also subscribe on YouTube. Love for you to do that because you can become part of our YouTube community. And what that does is it actually gives you access to all the past content as well as upcoming videos that and upcoming guests that are coming up. It'll give you shout outs for that, hey, guess what's coming on. So love for you to do that. The best way to do that is to go to marketingwithruss.live. That's marketingwithruss.live. So simple. Type that in. It'll take you straight to my YouTube page. There you go. And you can hit that subscribe button today. Also, want to remind you that my other live stream information is on YouTube as well. We have the Experience Live with Russ and Scott on Wednesdays and we have Russ Reels live on Thursday, so that would be great for you to join in and be able to be part of that. So appreciate you. You know, I love Mondays. I'm so happy to be here, and Junaid's going to make that so much better. So we're just going to bring him in the room and get things started. Good morning, Junaid.
Good morning, Russ. How you doing, man? So excited to be here.
Well, I'm always blessed to have you on. So thank you. I appreciate that. So today, last time we had such a great discussion. We went through some basics on the studio setups and things you're doing, expanded from there. But really, I'd like you to start off today. Tell us a little bit about who is Junaid really? I mean, I know you're a family man. Give us a little insight on who you are as a person, and then give us a little refresher course on what you do.
Absolutely. So my name is Junaid. It rhymes with lemonade. So if you don't know how to pronounce that name, I've made it quite easy for you to, remember me. So I come from a country named Pakistan, and funny thing is today was International Day at my daughter's school. They were sharing all this where all the students were from. We brought food from our country, and it was just fun for the kids to enjoy the different foods from different countries. It was pretty awesome. So I'm from Pakistan. I grew up in California, and it's been a lovely journey as I go into my passion into photography, into videos, into blogging, basically an all around techno junkie. Now, so much so that my friend back in 2000 said, "Hey, you should get the domain name Techno Junkie," and it spell it like that. So I've had that domain as well, where we talked about technology, we talked about Mac, Hackintosh, all sorts of things about technology. Now, moving forward and coming into the amazing world of podcasting, I got introduced to it back in 2012. I started a little podcast called Still Brewing It. There's 4 episodes to its name that you can go still listen to it. This was very, early times. We didn't have StreamYard. Zoom had just showed up, and we didn't know what it did. But we used something called Google Hangouts and recorded by streaming to YouTube and then extracting the audio. So the process very cumbersome. And now we know that there are so many tools that makes your life so much easier to create a podcast. So I'm a huge podcaster, huge advocate behind it. And in 2018, I wanted to start this podcast, but I didn't know if I could do it alone because I was dependent on my cousin, my brother-in-law, to start that first episode, the first podcast in 2012. And I was reading the book by Gary Vaynerchuk called Crushing It. And he mentioned that just go and document your journey. Now, it just so happened that I was getting into beekeeping. I had learned about beekeeping and taken this 8-week course. And I'm like, this is the perfect thing to document my journey. Now, I'm also a dad of 4 kids. Used to be dad of 3 kids till 6 months ago. So it's been a pretty amazing journey to be able to do all the things that I have been doing for the past decade and a half. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw you, I think we got connected really through Brian and Nancy and Tim and
Hmm.
that whole group. And, I was just amazed right off the bat. You got such a great presentation. Through the skills that you had through photography and video and all that, you're really able to bless and help people. And I love people that are out there trying to make others look better, trying to give them the knowledge and information that they need. And you do such a
Yeah.
great job with that. So give us a
Thank
little
you.
bit more insight as to how do people come to you? How do they get in Junaid's world as far as you helping them?
Absolutely. So I started with solving my own problem. It all starts with solving our own problem. In fact, the iPod that we all know, which is the essentially the basis for why podcasts even exist, was iPod. And Apple created the iPod to solve their own problem. They loved music, and they wanted to take music with them, and you could only fit 12 songs on the CD. Well, with the iPod when it first came out in 2001, you could take 1,000 songs in your pocket. It was mind blowing what it could do. So I was solving my own problem in setting up my own stage, my own studio space. In 2018, I had given a talk at LinkedIn local event with Rod Ferrier, and I was talking about the power of video production using your smartphone. Now, I wanted to create a course around it because I started seeing that people are creating courses and they're monetizing their courses. I'm like, oh, I want to create a course. I wrote an ebook. I had this knowledge of creating videos and short films and documentaries for the past decade. I'm like, let me put this all together. So I found a little space in my basement. I bought this vinyl backdrop and hung it on the ground on the background. It wasn't the best color because it was faded. I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna go and do it. So I set up the cameras. I got the lights. I got the microphone, and I hit record. And Russ, I could not say a word. I didn't know where to start. I was like, oh, maybe I should bring my iPad and put the ebook on it. Still nothing. I was not able to get a word out. I mean, I spoke, but it was all stuttering. It's like, what are you even saying, Junaid? Who's going to listen to this? But what's beautiful is that I was lucky because I was already doing the podcast. Towards the end of 2018, I started wondering if there are other people talking to themselves about beekeeping or about other things. And I started interviewing people on my podcast. Now, after interviewing about 400 people as guests on my podcast, I figured out from listening to their stories how to tell my own story, how to bring in these experiences from the past. And it's not like I didn't have experiences, it's just that I didn't know how to connect the pieces together. So helping people create the quality video is very easy. Technology is very easy. There's a ton of YouTube videos about it. But what it all comes down to is how do you engage with the people that are listening and watching to your video? You've got to bring a story into this realm. So how do I help people? I've got multiple different ways that I help them. I've got my site over at homestudiomastery.com where I do consults, one-on-one consults, and I'll help you figure out what goes in your room or where you put the stuff in your room, because you got to figure out where the windows are, where the door is, so it's not in the shot, it's not distracting. And then focus on audio, focus on the video, bringing all of these things together. But then still, if that's not easy, if that's something that you've already done, it all then comes down to the power of storytelling. Because when you tell a story, you're really bringing them into your own life. And the reason I open up my life and my heart and what I've gone through is because I want to be vulnerable. I want to open up and invite and give permission to the people listening to be open. And Russ, that's what marketing is about. It's about being your own self, because guess what? There's nobody else that can be you, and everybody else is already taken. So just be yourself.
I love that quote. And, it's so funny because one of the biggest things that I love to tell people all the time is, so many business people, I find struggle with what really differentiates me in my marketplace, what really sets me apart. And you know what the number one reason is, Junaid?
Yeah.
It's them.
This
The number one
is
reason
what separates
is,
you.
yeah, because there's no other Junaid, there's no other Russ. That's
Mhm.
what sets you apart, because
Yeah.
when you start bringing yourself out and showing people that they can know, like, and trust you,
Yeah.
they'll suddenly know, like, and trust your business and your knowledge and what you've got. That's how things move forward. And stories, amazing. I just love that. I don't know if you're familiar with Donald Miller. He's out of the Portland area and,
Mm-hmm.
of course, an Oregonian like me.
Story brand. Yep.
Um, yeah, story brand, amazing, right? And there's a lot of great people talking stories, but it
Mm-hmm.
is so true.
Yeah.
People love a good story. That's why we all watch movies and TV shows with good stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
It captivates our minds, our thoughts, and that's how you move forward in business. So I just love that. I love you help people with that.
Absolutely, Russ. There's something else that I want to add. So all have heard of religions. We have so many religions in the world, and these religions move forward through stories. They move
Right.
forward through personal brand. What am I talking about? What are you saying, Junaid? Russ, the personal brand that moved forward Christianity. I think we all know who this personal brand is. It's Jesus. It's the story
Right.
of Jesus that moved it forward. It's the story of Jesus that invited the 12 disciples, or the 12, I don't even know the proper terminology, brought them into his realm, and they're moving this message across. Same with Prophet
Right.
Muhammad. Without Prophet Muhammad, we would not have the Quran that we listen to and the Islam that we follow, right? There's 1.6 billion some Muslims in the world, all started from that belief, from that one personal brand.
That's right.
And you just look into the history and what's really working. If you look at the corporate world, Coca-Cola had to create a brand new character to embody Coca-Cola products. We saw the
That's
polar
right.
bears, but then Santa Claus was the first creation. And you can see the colors are red and white because that's the color of Coca-Cola brand.
That's right. Yeah. No, it's so true. Any good story or any good brand, you're right, is created with a story. Definitely. That's why they do those commercials and they do
Mm-hmm.
all that. And, being a man of faith and being a Christ follower, I have my Bible right over there. In fact,
Yeah,
that is all the stories of Jesus, stories in the Bible. And,
exactly.
it's amazing because that's the number one selling book of all time. Wonder why? Because good stories.
Good
But it's
story
so
itself.
true. Translate that into exactly what you're saying,
Mm.
into the brand of your business and things like that. People, I learned this. I don't know if this was through Donald Miller or it was through some really wise person,
Mm-hmm.
but oh no, it was a good friend of mine who also deals with stories and branding. And everybody gets caught up with what they do and the nuts and bolts of their business. So they'll say like, I'm Junaid, and I deliver quality video service with
Mm.
integrity and heart. And people basically listen to that and they go, well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have integrity, if you don't have quality, I don't differentiating feature. What
Yeah.
that is the kind of the bare minimum that you offer. If you say, let me tell you a story. When I first came from Pakistan and I came into this country, I caught a little camera and I put together this thing, and this was the result, and people love this. And then
Yeah.
I did this, and then you tell the story, and people get caught in it. And then I lost my camera, so you have a little tragedy. But then somebody blessed me with a brand new one, and
Mm-hmm.
today I'm a multi-million-dollar movie maker.
Yeah.
And then people are like, wow, that's an amazing story. Whatever you come up with or whatever your true story is, people get captivated into
Yeah.
that. And part of that, too, I think what's so important, Junaid, that you brought up in that story, there's always some challenge. All of us have life challenges, we have struggles, right?
Yeah.
And instead of trying to hide those, people want to know what those were and how you overcame those. They want to know
Mm-hmm.
that true story, right?
100%. 100%. And that's how we connect to each other. That reality, that humanness, the vulnerability is what really brings us closer to the person. I
Yeah,
show up with my kids
absolutely.
all the time on live streams on Facebook and the other places, and people are like, "Oh my god, she's so cool. Oh my god, he's so awesome." And then the reason I do that is because that's who I am. I don't want to be something who I am not. I don't want to be two different people because it's way too hard already being the one person we are. So it's just easier to just be yourself and show up and share your story because people will connect and buy you. They're buying you. They're not buying what you're selling.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. They're buying you. That is such a good point. And this is something that I've learned because I am the happy, upbeat, you know, outgoing, woohoo guy all the time, right? That is really who I am. But people ask me all the time, are you ever down? Do you ever have a struggle? Well, absolutely I
Oh
do. We
yeah.
all do, right? And right now, and I have learned really through our friends Tim and Nancy and a
Mm,
lot of people, through this whole radiating real movement that I've been part of,
yeah.
sometimes it's not, we don't want to like dump all of our trash on everybody and all of our hard times. Nobody wants that, right? Nobody
Hmm.
wants to hear all your woes and woe is me all the time. But
Yeah.
occasionally when you're really struggling, when you're going through a situation, people like to rally around that. They like to know that you're, you really do have troubles and you're not that way all the time. And
Hmm.
I have learned through this whole cancer journey that I'm going through that
Yeah.
amazing how many people have rallied around me and this whole thing. And you know what? It's given me an opportunity to share because
Mm.
I am the inspiration specialist. And
Yeah.
so it's given me an opportunity to inspire people and tell people, you know what? I am going to live what I preach. I'm going to live what I say all the time. The fact that I think you need to live the life you choose, be positive, move forward, do great things, right?
Yeah.
I still agree with that, even what
100%.
I'm going through. And, I've found as I've shared my journey with LinkedIn, I'll just use that for an example. The first post I put out there, because so many people were asking me, Junaid, about how I was doing, what was going on.
Hmm.
First post I had out there was viewed by over 60,000 people.
Wow.
Well, that just blows my mind. I can't believe there's 60,000 people that care that much. but the whole thing is, what that tells me is the whole thing of overcoming some struggle and moving forward in your story. And I think this is great with you. Back to you. And that
Hmm.
is the video component, getting quality, but at the same time remaining authentic and vulnerable is so
Yeah.
important.
100%. Man, I love that. Thank you so much for highlighting that because it's so important to bring the struggles that you're going through.
Yeah.
And right now we're not getting in as much sleep, because we have a 6 month old baby. But it's okay because people rally and people can relate to that experience.
Right.
Now, my good friend Ed Squire, and I'm gonna connect you with him.
Okay.
Right now, he's in San Diego. He drove out there because somebody reached out to him, who's going through ALS. And
Wow.
now we all know that ALS is a disease that is incurable, but somehow they found a clinical trial that might be curable. So she has to go through three of these treatments, and each treatment costs about $60,000. She's
Oh,
like, I
wow.
can't raise this money. So now he was able to help them create a video which raised about $40,000 within a week. And then now they're doing a whole documentary around it because more and more people are coming. And I think there's a big event happening next Thursday where there's about 100, 200 people coming at this church, and they're going to be talking about how this is helping and you know bring her relief and help cure that
That's
problem
amazing.
because now more people can use that cure. But what's amazing is that they found him through his videos. Now he's been posting about the What Now movement, visible kindness, like all these his own stories on on his YouTube channel, on his Facebook. And when people found him and his passion around video, they're like, "Oh my God, we don't want to hire anybody else. We just want to hire you because of you, who you are, because of what your heart is, because what you're
Right.
bringing out to the world." It's beautiful when you put messages out there, when you put content out there, thinking nobody's watching. Guess what? There's a lot of people watching.
There are. And, people gravitate to that, people doing amazing things through challenge. And yeah, definitely connect me with him. That's amazing. That is simply amazing. So I think what I'm going to give you last word, but I just want to wrap up today before you give your last words and how to get in contact with you. I just want to say that you are such a blessing to me because I love what you're all about, Junaid. I love the fact that you really want to put out quality. You want to show people how to do some great technical things, but at the same time, you have a heart to want people to be vulnerable and move forward. And you know what? If you have the best studio and the nicest things and you have a little glitch or you trip over your words or you say the wrong thing
Yeah.
or you play the wrong video, you know what? It's all right.
It's
It's
all
all right
right.
because you're human. And I have
Mm-hmm.
found instead of trying to polish out all of that, I love just things to go. That's what I love about live. I love
Mm-hmm.
things just to move forward. I on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott that you've been on once or
Yeah.
twice. We were on yesterday. I'm busy because I'm producing the show and I'm answering people and the show's going. And at the same time, I'm running the credits at the end. I completely forget to take Scott and I off the screen, and I'm still I haven't stopped stopped the live yet. So it gets all done, and boom, there's Scott and I looking at everybody, and I'm like, hey everybody, I guess it's good to actually remove us from the screen and say goodbye. So we did that, and the show was over,
Nice.
and I just laughed. But you know what I thought? You know what? Is that a major deal? Does everybody hate our show now because I did that? Nope. In
No,
fact,
they
I
love
would
it even
think
more.
more people probably look at it and think, I like those guys. They're
Yeah.
just real. They made a
Yeah.
mistake, but they just kept going.
I love it.
So
That's
anyway, give
beautiful.
us your last word and how to get in
All right,
touch
man.
with you.
So the last word is go out and create content. Go out and tell your story. If there's something that's holding you back, reach out to people like us because we love to promote. We love to encourage you to do the things that are going to give you more exposure, more time on screen, uh, and help other people connect with you in a deeper level. So you can reach out to me over at homestudiomastery.com, or you can find me here on LinkedIn at /Super Junaid, or you can even look me up on superjunaid.com. There's so many different ways, but Russ has this thing scrolling down here. Just link me up, and love to hear from you and how we can help and work together.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Junaid. I appreciate that. I appreciate you linking me up with this amazing man. And
Absolutely.
I just wanted to thank you again and tell you how much I appreciate you coming on today. Gets our week off to a good start.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
thanks again. And it won't be the last time.
No, it won't.
Okay. And there you go. I should probably bring myself back into the video a little
I know,
larger
so
there.
we can
So,
people.
okay. Yeah, I was trying to make you the star the whole time. So,
Well, thank
all
you.
right,
Thank you
Junaid.
so much.
Hang tight in the green room. I'll see you in just a sec.
You got it.
Hey, everybody. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us today. Marketing with Russ every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. What a great way to get your week started off with Junaid. You got to connect with him. He's got amazing things going on, and he can help you. Plus, he's got a great heart. And so, appreciate everybody. Don't forget, you can subscribe on YouTube by just going to marketingwithruss.live. Would appreciate that. You can share this out even after we're done today because every platform it just sits there and you can replay it anytime. Also, go to russedge.com, connect with me today. Appreciate you all today so much. And until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. Okay, bye everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.